Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Welcome to lesson 3 of my 1 to 10 piano lesson video course. From lesson 1 we were just going through how to locate the note of C and just the very basics of music. Today we're going to be actually going through playing a scale of C, so do stay tuned to watch that. The book that I'm using is the one behind me. It's been written specifically for these YouTube videos. It's available to purchase directly if you click the link underneath this video. It's definitely going to be there, or maybe I'll put a website here that you can go to. So let's get started with lesson 3. Lesson 3, we're going to do the scale of C. So scales are one of the most important techniques and exercises that one can do as a pianist. They're especially important for a beginner. So scales are the first thing that I get anybody to do on the piano. I don't care who you are, where you're from, how old you are, everybody gets to do a scale. So the first thing I teach anybody when they come to me, regardless of their age or anything like that, obviously assuming they're a beginner, is what we did in lesson 1 and 2. So it's working out the notes of the on the piano and trying to locate middle C, and just remembering that we number our fingers. The next thing I get them to do is a scale of C rather than going straight onto music. The scale of C is really, really good for finger dexterity, good hand posture and maintaining flexibility. So playing the piano is something that most people have never done before, and trying to isolate certain notes and things is actually a lot harder than you might think it is. A lot of people tend to sort of play with one finger and everything, but when you're actually trying to isolate certain notes at a certain time in a certain speed, it actually gets quite hard. So this is where the scales come in. Plus the scales are very good further down the line as well. I'm not going to go into that so much detail now, but you'll find that out a little bit later on. So a scale is made up of 8 consecutive notes, so notes one after the other. The scale of C is called as such because it starts on the note of C, it goes upwards through all the notes to the next C, and then goes backwards to the end of the note you started on. So this is a scale of C written out in kind of letter form, if you like. These are the notes you're going to be playing, so we know where these notes are on the piano now. And these are the fingers that you're going to be putting on each note. And the top row is for the right hand, bottom row is for the left hand. Folks, don't get those two muddled up, or you're going to get yourself into a right little pickle there, because you'll be twisting your fingers all over the show. When you get to the top, you go straight back down. Don't play the top note again, just go straight back down. So when you follow it up, follow it straight back down. So I'm just going to swap hands with the camera. I'm going to do the middle, I'm going to do the right hand. I'm going to start on middle C. So it says to start with finger 1 on C, which is my thumb, and then finger 2 on D, finger 3 on E, and then most people here want to put down 4 and 5, but you can't do that because then you've got another 3 notes to go and you've got no fingers. So what we have to do here is tuck the thumb under here, and then so 1 on F, then finger 2 on G, finger 3 on A, finger 4 on B, and finger 5 on C. Do not play this note again, go straight back down to 4 on B. I see a lot of people going it's a hard habit to get out of, so try not to play this one again. Straight back down, so 4 on B, 3 on A, 2 on G, 1 on F, and then we need 3 on E. So that's the middle finger over, 3 on E, then you can sort of move your thumb out, 2 on D, and ready for thumb on C again. So that's pretty much it. I'll do that again for you. So I'll do the left hand for you as well. I'm going to start in the same place. So I'm going to start, I need to do exactly the same thing. I'm not going down or anything. So in order to do the same thing, because the hands are a mirror image of each other, I need to start with finger 5, which is what it says on here. So if you actually notice that the order of the numbers going up in the right hand, the order of the fingers going up in the right hand is the same order as the fingers going down in the left hand, and vice versa, because they are a mirror image of each other. So we're starting with 5 on C, 4 on D, 3 on E, 2 on F, 1 on G, 3 on A, 2 on B, 1 on C, straight back down, 2 on B, 3 on A, Then we need 1 on G, so we need to tuck that thumb under. 1 on G, 2 on F, 3 on E, 4 on D, 5 on C. So I'll do that again. So when you play this, what you'll notice is that it sounds very legato. Legato is Italian for smooth. It doesn't sound like this. It sounds very legato. So what I'm doing to create that sound is, when I put this one down, I'm not going to take this one off until I put the next one down. So I take it off and put this one down at the same time. So I'm going to take my 4th finger off at the same time I put this one down. Same thing. Same thing. Even with this one, when I do that, I can move my thumb out, you see? So it gets to be nice and legato. Just remember, you're not doing 3 and 4 because it says on the music that you have to put 1 on G. Little hints and tips. When starting the scale, you must have all your fingers splayed out, ready to play, rather than having them curled under. So what I see a lot of the time with students is that when they come to play the piano, their fingers, they're all ready to play like this. Their fingers are all curled under. You need them all out and ready to go. You need them all out and hanging about there, you know, regardless of whether you know what you're doing, because they're all going to be used. You don't want anything tucked under or anything like that, because they're all going to be used. So have them all splayed out. The next tip I've got, once you've played a note, keep it down, don't lift it up until you actually play the next one. So that's what I was talking about, the legato. It's always the 3rd finger in both hands that the thumb tucks under or crosses over, never any other finger. So you don't want to cross over 2, it's always 3. The easy way to remember is that is the finger that you click with. It's always thumb and 3, isn't it? So either the thumb tucks under 3 or the 3rd finger crosses over. The 4th finger never crosses, 2nd, none of any of that. It's just either the 3rd finger crosses over or the thumb tucks under the 3rd finger. So they're the 2 that get the action. When you get to the top, you must go back down, because it's not a scale until it goes right back down to where it started from, and only play the top note once. So once you've got the hang of it in the right hand, have a go with the left hand as well, like I showed you. So I've got an advanced version on here. If you're feeling quite advanced and you're satisfied that you've got the hang of the right hand and the left hand, you can try a Contra Motion, which is where both hands move in mirror image to each other. So what you want to do is begin with both thumbs on middle C, so they'll be sharing that note. I've got a little diagram up here that you can see. So both thumbs start on that C, and then basically the right hand is doing a scale going up, which is what we've just done, and the left hand is doing the scale going back down. So the good thing about this is that you can just concentrate on what the right hand is doing and the left hand can follow it, because it's exactly the same fingering. Remember when I actually said over the page here that notice that the right hand fingering going up is the same order as the left hand going down. So when you do a Contra Motion, it might sound really complicated, but actually it's not complicated at all. So both thumbs share middle C, the left hand goes down, and then it comes back in. And then if I swap hands, the right hand does going up first. So the left hand will be going down at the same time. So both thumbs share middle C. So I'm just following the fingers of the right hand really, and the left hand is just going along with it. So you can have a look up here and you can just check what you're doing there with the finger numbers that you've got here. So if you want to go even further and you're feeling super clever, you can try playing the scale of C with both hands together. Now this is a little bit more complicated because what we just did there a second ago was a Contra Motion. And that was quite easy because both the hands were doing exactly the same fingers at exactly the same time. One was going out, one was going, and then they were both going in. So that was quite easy to do. The scale of C together is more complicated because the hands are going to be doing different things at different times. What you want to do is start with your right hand thumb on middle C and your left hand little finger on the C directly underneath it. And then start playing the scale together. So you ought to be able to do this hand separately first, and then so you can get the hang of this. So when you get to here, the right hand is going to be tucking under, but the left hand carries on. When we get here, the left hand crosses over, and the right hand carries on. Left hand tucks under, right hand crosses over. I'll do that again. It's probably quite important that you have the hang of doing it hands separately before you do it together at this point, or you're going to find that quite complicated. So, you know, it is just advancing even further. So if you are feeling super clever, and only if you're feeling super clever and super confident, that I would try that. I wouldn't just have a go at the right hand a couple of times, because then you'll just never get the hang of C. So, you know, give it a few days, a week or so, and then try it together. It's not mandatory to try it together. So that's why you need to be able to work out or be able to know the scales independently, so that when you put them together, you're not having to, you know, think of them separately, you know, before you even try them together. So hints and tips: just beware of tucking under and crossings over, because each hand will be doing this at different times, as you saw in the demonstration. Try slowly, gives the brain thinking time, and play no more than an octave apart. So you don't want to start the right hand on middle C and the left hand starts all the way down here. So an octave is 8 notes. So octave, octopus, octagon, we know that as 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're just starting on the next C down. Or if you want the left hand to start on middle C, the right hand can start up here. It really doesn't matter, as long as you feel comfortable moving your hands up and down the piano. So there we go. That was lesson 3. So my advice would be just to keep practicing that scale. It's up to you if you want to play it hands together or want to try the Contra Motion before moving on to lesson 4. But whenever you feel comfortable, basically. So yeah, keep practicing, and then when you feel ready, move on to lesson 4, and I shall see you in that video.